Shabbat Shalom and welcome, everyone. It's wonderful to be with those of you here in the sanctuary, also to be joined by those of you online. Charlie, Kim, and so many others. Know that your presence is felt with us. You got me tonight. So we're going to begin this evening with Yedid Nefesh, which you can find on page 10 in the Sidur Lev Shalem, the smaller red prayer book that you can find in front of you. Yedid Nefesh of Rachman Meshoch Avdach El Ratzonach Yarutz Avdecha Kemo Ayal Yish Tachave Mul Hadarach Ki Yerav Lo Yedidutach Mi Nofetzuf V'chol Tawam Ay Hadur no Ziv Avolam Nafshi Cholat Ahava Atach Ana Helna Refonala Behar Ola Noam Zivach Oz Titchazek V'titrape V'haitala Shivchat Olam Ay Vatik Yemuno Rachamecha V'chusna Al Beino Havoch Ki Zekama Nichsof Lirat Betiferet Uzach Ana Heili Machmal Libi Chu Shana Ve'al Titalam Higole Na Uferos Chaviv Alayet Sukkah Shalomach Toyeretz Mikevodach No Gila Venismechabach Ma'erav Kiva Moed Ve'choneini Kimei Olam. We turn now to page 11, Lechuna Ranana. Lechuna Ranana L'Adonai Nari Haletzur Ish Einu Nekadma Fanav Betona Pizamirot Nariya Lo Kiel Gadol Adonai Umelech Gadol Al Kol Elohim Asher V'Yado Mechkerei Haaretz V'Toafot Harim lo asher. Arba'im shana kut v'dor v'almaram toye levavhem v'hem liyadu rachai Hashem nishbati v'yapim im yavohun el menuchati. Page 13. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz Shiru l'Adonai baruchu shemo basru miyom leyom yeshuato Sapru v'goyim ke'avodo v'chol amim nifleyotav Ki gadol Adonai mulal me'od v'norahu al kol Elohim Ki kol Elohei ha'amim elilim v'Adonai shamayim asa hod v'hadai le'fanav Ozver tiferet b'mikdasho Havul Adonai mishpachot amim Havul Adonai kavod v'hoz Havul Adonai kavod shemo Se'u mincha uvo lechatzrotav ishtachavu l'Adonai B'hadrat kodesh Chilu mipanav kol ha'aretz Imru v'goyim Adonai malach Aftikon tevel baltimat Yadin amim b'meisharim Yismechu hashamayim V'hetagel haaretz yiram hayam Umehalo Ya'alo sadai v'chol asher bo Az yiranenu kol tzeyar Lifnei Adonai kiva lishbot haaretz Yishbot evel v'tzedek V'yamim b'emunato Yalai la 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 Yai la 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 Ya la la la. Page 15. Adonai malach tagel haaretz yismechu im rabim. Oh, have Adonai sinu rashom and ashol chizdav miyad Hashem yatzilehem or zaru ala tzadik ol yisherev simcha simchu tzadikim baronai vehudu lezachar kodsho. Page 17. Mizmor shalonai shir chadash ki niflot asa hoshia lo yamino zoro hakodsho. Page 18. Zameru l'Adonai v'chinor v'kol zimera b'chatzatzorot v'kol shofar Hariu lifnei hamelech Adonai Yiram hayam umloho tevel v'yoshveivo Neharot imcha uchaf Yachar harim yeranenu Lifnei Adonai kiva lishbot haaretz Yishbot evel v'tzedek Ve'yamim b'mei shaharim. Page 19. Adonai malach Yerushalayim Yoshev Kuruvim Tanut Haaretz Adonai B'Tzion Gadol V'Ramhu Al Kol Ha'amim Yod Page 20. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu ramemu. We rise for Psalm 29 on page 21. Mizmor leDavid, havu l'Adonai, b'nei Elim, havu l'Adonai kavod, va'oz havu l'Adonai, kavod shemo, ishtachavu l'Adonai, b'hadarat kodesh. Kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavod hirim Adonai al mayim rabim. Kol Adonai ba'koach, Kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai shover arazim, vayeshaber Adonai et arzei halvanon, vayarginem kemo egel Levanon, v'asiryon kemo ven re'emim. Kol Adonai chotzev l'havot esh, Kol Adonai yachil midabar, yachil Adonai midabar kadesh. Kol Adonai yecholel ayalot, vayechesov ye'arot, uvechalo kulo omer kavod, kulo omer, kulo omer kavod. Adonai lamabul yashav, vayeshev Adonai melech le'olam. Adonai oz le'amo yiten, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. And we are seated as we turn to page 22. Ana b'choach kedunat yamincha, tatir tzerura, kabel rinat amcha sagavenu, taharenu nora, nagiboy dorashay, yechud echad kevavat shamrim, barachem and tarem rachamim, tzitkat chata min gamlem, chasin kadosh, berov tuvacha, nahel adatacha, yachid geyei leyamecha, pnei zochrei kedushatacha, shavadinu kabel, ushema tzawakatenu, yodea ta'alumot, Baruch Shem kavod malchuto leolam va'ed. We turn to L'chadodi, page 23. L'chadodi likrat kala, pewenei Shabbat nekavlawa. L'chadodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabla. Shamor v'zachor bedibur echad, hishmianu el hamiyuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shemo tiferet velitila. L'chadodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabla. L'chadodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabla. Likrat Shabbat lechuven elcha, ki mekor haberacha. מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, קומי צאי מתוך ההפכה. רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Page 24. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. התנערי מעפר קומי, לבשי בגדי תפארתך עמי. על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי, קרבה אל נפשי גאלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי מאורך קומי אורי. אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לא תבושי ולא תקלמי, מה תשתוכחי ומה תהמי. בך יחסו עניי עמי, ונמנתה עיר אל תילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. Page 25. והיולים שיסה שוכסייך, ורחקו כל נבלייך. יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כמשוש חתן על כלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תעריצי. על יד איש באון פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, P'nei Shabbat, Nekabbalah. We rise now and we turn towards the door. We exhale and let go of all of the anxieties and stresses, all the pains and challenges of the week that's passed, as we enter into this moment of stillness, this moment of peace, this Shabbat. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha u'v'tzohola toch emunei am segula boi kala alechadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela olechadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. And we are seated as we turn now to the Psalm for Shabbat on page 27. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat tov lehodot lahadonai ulezamer leshimcha elyon ulezamer leshimcha elyon lehagir baboker chatztecha veyemunatcha balelot alei asor valei navel alei higayon bechinor mizmor shir leyom haShabbat tov lehodot l'Adonai uzamer leshimcha elyon uzamer leshimcha elyon ki simachtani Adonai b'folecha b'maaseh yadecha aranen magalu maasecha Adonai me'od amku machshevotecha mizmor shir leyom haShabbat tov lehodot l'Adonai ulezamer leshimcha elyon ulezamer leshimcha elyon. Page 28. Tzadikat amar yifrach Kerez balvanon yisageh shetulim bevet Adonai v'chatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu Od yanuvun b'seiva d'sheinim v'rananim yu lahagin ki ashar Adonai tzuri v'lo avalata. Page 29. Adonai malach geut lavesh Adonai oshit azar Aftikon tevel baltimot Nachon gisacha me'az me'olam hata Naseu nerot Adonai, Naseu nerot kolam, Yiseu nerot dochiam, Mikolot mayim rabim, Adirim mishbereyam, Adir b'marom Adonai, Adir b'marom Adonai, Edotecha nemnu meyod, Levetcha na'ava kodesh, Adonai le'orech yamim, Adonai le'orech yamim, mikolot mayim rabim, adirim mishperayam, adir bamarom Adonai, adir bamarom Adonai. Mourners and those observing a yahrzeit, rise for the Mourners Kaddish found on page 30. Joining me, Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah v'yalama divera kerutei v'yamalich malachutei v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'zaman kariv ve'imeru amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mevarach Le'alam Ul'olmei Olmaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpawar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shmei Dekudsha Barich Hu Le'elam Min Kol Berchata V'shirata Tushbachata V'nechamata Da'amiran Ve'alma Ve'imeru Amen. Yehei Shalama Rabbah Min Shemaya V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imeru, amen. Oseh shalom b'maromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshevei tevel, v'imeru, amen. Friends, Shabbat shalom. The great Rabbi Samson Raphael Hirsch, as he was getting on in his years, planned a trip to Switzerland from Germany where he lived, and explained to his students when they asked him, why are you going to Switzerland? He said, for such a long time and for such a demanding trip at your age, Rabbi. He said, soon my end will come and I will stand before the Holy One, blessed be God, and I will have much to answer for. And God will ask lots of questions of me about how I lived my life. And if I don't do this trip, God's going to say to me, Rabbi, you've done so many mitzvahs, so much good in the world, that you've kept my law over all your years. But Rabbi, what do you think of my Alps? What do you think of my Alps? Our tradition teaches us, from this week's Torah portion, in fact, is the earliest origin that we have, that we are not an ascetic tradition. Throughout the world, there are religious people who claim that the way to God is from self-denial. But our tradition explicitly tells us, in the Talmud, it says, God has given enough laws in the Torah, don't add extra restrictions beyond that. Right? It teaches us to go out and experience God's world within the relationship that God has established for us with the laws of Torah. And in this week's portion, we have something interesting. We have the only key example of ascetic practice described in our tradition, which is the vow of the Nazarite. You might be familiar with the most famous Nazarite, Samson, whose Nazarite vow didn't match exactly the details described in this week's portion. But essentially, this is a person who says, I vow to you, O God, for this period of time that follows, some period of time, a very long one would be as many as 6 or 7 years, a short vow, a couple months or even a week, that during this period of time, I will not cut my hair, I will not consume any alcohol. Additionally, a Nazarite refrains from engaging in mourning practices, even for immediate family. And that these are practices that are considered taking on a greater extreme. And because of this, what the Torah teaches is a person who takes on this vow, at the conclusion of their vow, has to bring an offering to the tabernacle and later to the temple. And what kind of offering? A sin offering. A sin offering. Because to take on and to say, because I abstain from this which is actually allowed to me, I'm better than you, that's a sin. To think that that brings you closer to God, or that that's necessary to be closer to God, that's a sin. Our tradition invites us to enjoy the things that we're permitted to in this world, to travel and to explore and to see the Alps and other things, to go to different places, to enjoy the joys and delights of this world that God created. Because one day God will ask us, did we enjoy? Did we travel? Did we see? Did we explore? Did we taste? Did we try something new? Sometimes that's frightening. It's demanding to say, I'm going to step out of my comfort zone. I'm going to try a new food, a new place, a new adventure. But what our tradition is teaching us is that this is actually a holy act. That in fact we have special blessings that we recite when we experience something new. The Shechianu blessing is our blessing for newness, for reaching this moment, for being able to experience something wondrous. That when we see a beautiful sight, when we see something substantive that God has created, or for that matter, that God's creations have created, there is a blessing for that. Oseh Ma'aseh V'Reishit, God who does wonders through your creation. These are blessings that we should engage with. Our tradition doesn't ask us to step back and to withhold beyond what it asks us to refrain from. There were only 365 negative commandments, thou shalt nots, in our Torah. And yes, that's a lot, one for every day of the year. But it's not so much that we can't enjoy, that we can't explore, that we can't try something new. During the season, we have such a robust crowd this evening, in part because many of our congregants are fulfilling this principle, are traveling and exploring and doing exactly what God, through the counterexample of the Nazarite, is telling us that we should do in this world. Not to restrict ourselves. That said, of course, follow your doctor's orders. Of course, do what is safe, but within what is appropriate. There is no righteousness, there is no greater piety in saying no, in turning inward and asceticism, in causing some sort of self-affliction. Rather, God asks us to delight in this world. And truly, that's one of the reasons why Shabbat is called oneg in the book of Isaiah, that Shabbat is called a delight. That this, more than any other day of the week, is our opportunity to step back from all the things that challenge us, all the things that busy us, and to engage with the people that we care most about, and to experience God's world together. Shabbat Shalom. All right, we're going to now turn to the evening service, Aravit Ma'ariv, which begins with the Baruch Hu, page 39. Please rise. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaved. And we are seated. Baruch Atam. El Chai v'Kayam, Tamid Mochal Aleinu, Leolam Va'ed, Baruch Ata Adonai, HaMa'ariv Aravim. Page 40, Avad. Ki hem chayenu ve'yorech yameinu v'hem negei yomam v'layla v'avatacha al tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch ata Adonai ohev amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kibod B'chotel ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, והיה אם שמוע תשמעו אל נשאתי אשר אנוכי מצווכם היום לאהבה את אדוני אלוהיכם ולבדו בכל לבבכם ובכל נפשכם, ונתתי מתרתכם ביתו יורד ומקלוש, וספת דגנך ותרצך ויצהרך, ונתתי את בצלך לבהמתך ואכלת ושבעת, הישמרו לכם ונמתת לבבכם וסרתם, ועוד הם אלוהים אחרים והשתבתם להם, וחרף אדוני בכם, ועצר את השמיים ולא יהיה מטר האדמה, לא ייתן את יבולה ותמרה מעל הארץ הטובה אשר אדוני נותן לכם, ושמתם את דברי אלה על לבבכם ועל נפשכם, וקשרתם אותם להיות עליכם, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניכם, ומנעתם אותם את בניכם לדבר בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען ירבו ימיכם וימי בניכם על האדמה אשר נשבע אדוני לאבותיכם לתת להם כמי שמיים על הארץ. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף בטיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית וריתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת ואמונה. Page 43. המעביר בניו בין גזרי ים סוף את רודפיהם ויצונם בתומות תיבהו ראו בניו גבורתו שבחו והודו לשמו 44 ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל לך ענו שירה בשמחה רבה ויאמרו כולם מי יהיה כמוך באוהלים אדוני, מי יהיה כמוך נער בקודש נורא תהילות אוספל מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה זה אלינו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאה לו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Page 45. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ushma tzeiteinu, u'einu, l'chaim u'shalom, ve'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha, baruch ata Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol mo'Yisrael, ve'yal Yerushalayim. And we rise as we turn to page 46 for Vishamru. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, וילמד יברך כבודי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל. בוא הגולה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילם מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן ביעלמה, ואמרו Amen. We continue now with the Friday night Amidah recited in personal prayer, pages 47 through 52. Those who have completed their personal prayer may be seated. Oseh shalom mimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. We offer now a special prayer of healing for all those who are ill. Mishabeirach avoteinu mekor haberacha la'imodeinu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. May God, who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who brought healing to Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those for whom we now pray, including Kalman Ben Chaim, Zissel Bat Gittel, Tuni Christy Robinson, Michal Yocheved Bat Chaim Bechana, Jeannie Eisenberg, Philip Eisenberg, Denise Shapiro, Marjorie Simon, Chaim Leib and Pinchas Vizelda, Ellen Etzel, Barbara Mark Dreyfus, Jody Chessman, Nissan Ben Fredel, Reuben Ben Mendel V'chai Riva, Zadel Bat Yetta, Celia Schreiber, Neil Farber, Yeshaya Laban Pesha, Ellen Bresnick, Michael Donahue, Kevin Burns, Chaim Ben Esther, Masha Miriam Bat Shafsel, Easton Humphreys, Lawrence Cohen, Batya Esther Bat Ephraim, Reuven Ben Ruth, Yoshua Ben Sarah, Leon Levine, Sario Chevet Bat Bracha, Chayalea Pesia, Bat Shmuel Yosef Efreda Dora, Eileen Zemmel, Malka Bat Hadassah, Peril Bat Zipporah, Shoshana Sharon Bat Reuven Vachana, Shmuel Velvel Ben Devora, Chaya Bat Devora, Bluma Binder, Bob Sutz, David Ben Elisha, Ari Kenny, Yitzchak Ben Gittel, Therese Link, Laor Yisrael Ben Rachel, Pat Zalotnik, John Granick, Aviva Chana Bat Tova Tikva V'chayim Melech, Marty Cohen, Leib Aharon Ben Moshe Ve'eda, Fagel Bracha Bat Michal, Meir David Ben Brindle, Rivka Shendel Bat Shaya V'chana, Shalom Ben Pesel, Chaim Michal Ben Yitzchak Ve'ocheved, Eliyahu David Ben Yehudi Chana, Shira Bat Chaya Moshe, Anna Boardman, Chaya Bat Rella, Rafal Chaim Ben Sylvia, Perla Bat Chilav Esther, Barak Ben Bracha, and all others who we hold in our hearts at this time. May the Holy One restore them to fullness of health, of body, of mind, and of spirit, blessing them and all those dedicated to their care. May they journey towards healing and recovery. Mishabeirach imoteinu mekor haberacha lavoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Refuah shlema. We rise now as we turn to Aleinu on page 56. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגוי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגר עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לבני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. We recognize this week the yahrzeits of Esther Gross, Mark Gross's mother, Libby Cantor, the mother of Debbie Goldich and Ellen Bresnick, Paul Winsberg, Ken Winsberg's dad, Shirley Ross, Mitch, your grandmother, Cantor Ernest Gottesman, Joel Gottesman's dad, Leon Phillips, Sherry, your dad, Jean Weiner, Joyce Goldstein's mom, Abe Rothschild, Gilda Rothschild's dad, Gladys Rubenfeld, Nancy Stone's mom, Sandra Becker, Hindi Dershowitz' mom, Ben Hammerman, Stan Hammerman's dad, Dorothy Donner, Herb Donner's mom, Hyman Klapik, Larry Klapik's dad, Yale Golub, Mark Golub's uncle, Hannah Pilch, Betty Kramer's mom, Joshua Richter, Rachel Rabinovich's brother, Ruth Rappaport, Bob Techtiel's sister, and Sabina Zemmel, Barry Zemmel's mom and Risa's grandmother. We pray to Hein Nishmatam Tzurot B'Tzuror Chachenim, that the souls of all of our loved ones past be bound in the bond of life eternal, and invite mourners and those observing a yahrzeit to join now with me in the words of Kaddish on page 58. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alama divara kerutei ve'yamalich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'v'zaman karim ve'imeru amen Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ul'olmei ul'maya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpawar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei dekutsha barich hu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata da'amiran be'alama ve'imeru amen Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imeru amen Oseh shalom b'yimaromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol Yoshevei Tevel ve'imeru amen. I just want to especially thank not just all of you that are here in person, but also those of you online. Without those of you online, we would not have had the minyan necessary for us to say Kaddish, but thanks to you, we do. So Charlie, Hannah, Peter, and Jackie, know that your presence is deeply felt with those of us in the sanctuary. And all the others who are joining us online know that you are cherished as well. Shabbat Shalom, and it's my pleasure now to invite President of our congregation, Steve Goldstein, to share this evening's announcements.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being online, for those of you who are with us online. Rabbi, thank you for covering everything tonight, holding down the fort. Welcome back from your trip, and Refuah Shlema to Cantor, and hope she was able to join us tomorrow. Thank you to Pam Carson for providing technical support tonight. Just a few announcements. We are having a baking for the Immigrant Welcome Center at Temple Chai We're getting together. We do that once a month. The next one is on June 6th at 5 p.m. If you'd like to participate in that, please contact the office and we can get you set up for that. We are seeking support for Wilcott's Women League's Torah Fund. An email just went out, I think it may have been even today or yesterday, today, talking about the fund and what it supports. And so please, if you'd like to support that, see that email for more details. The Minkoff Center for Jewish Genetics is conducting an anonymous survey. If you'd like to participate in that, please see the e-bulletin for more information about that. Registration is open for religious school, so if you have someone who can be participating in religious school, there's a website for that. You can check that, check the e-bulletin, and that'll have the link for that. Finally, services tomorrow at 9:30. Please join us for that. And thank you all for coming tonight, and Shabbat Shalom.
All right, Shabbat Shalom. And you can see my Torah Fund pin, that you can get one too. Thank you, perfect. We're going to turn now to Kiddush, which you can find on page 55. Please rise. Savri. Now everyone says L'chaim. All right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher hikdesh mitzvah v'ratzamanu v'shabbat kodsho v'yavoratzon hinchi lanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila mikrayei kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uv'ratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Adonai Oz Lemo Yitzan, Adonai V'rachtem Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. David, Linda, great to see that you're here as well. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.